the daily proved to Hollywood was I could create on a regular basis. I could be funny on a consistent basis.
Man.
And when I went into to pitch the show, I always took a copy of that 500-page book in there with me. And when I was through with the pitch, I would stand up, I'd whip that book out up in the air, and then it would splat on the middle of the table, and I would say, "There's your first 10 seasons." And I would walk out. And while we were shooting season 1 of Woke, Rob Gotti, one of the Hulu executives, said to me at the table, he said, "I will always remember when you pitched how you tossed that giant book up in the air and it splattered on the table." He said, like, that's what sold your show. And so theatrics work. Remember the $10
Right.
bill I stapled? Theatrics work, you know?
What do you think? There's any chance they were impressed by the forward by Kyle Baker? Because I know I would have been. That would have been, to me, I would like. Tell me about Kyle Baker a little bit.
In reality, it was the forward by Kyle Baker that sold the show. So I'm delusional. No, I mean, I've been super fortunate to have. I mean, Harvey Pekar did the intro to my first book.
I didn't know that.
And I drew, like, I got to draw him talking about the book. And Gary Trudeau did a blurb for my first book. Like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, and Kyle Baker, of course. And Kyle Baker is
Trudeau. I think is the most underrated comic strip cartoonist of like the last century. Like, as far as his writing, and his art.
Yeah, but it is. I mean, it's a testament to, like, yeah, it's about. But it really is about the writing. I really think it's about the writing. But yeah, I mean, Trudeau, I just remember that the libraries that in the town I grew up in, Malden, Massachusetts, the libraries had 2 comics. They had books of Charles Schultz and they had books of Gary Trudeau. So I was just raised on that stuff. And they had I was reading early Gary Trudeau, like his college strips and stuff.
Yeah. The Yale stuff.
Yeah, and his were the first time I saw like black characters that weren't just characters with lines on their faces. They were actually doing black things. So like a black character would be like, "Hey, do you want to contribute to the campus Black Panther party?" And the guys were like, "Oh no, I'm kind of broke today." And the other one's like, and so the kid writes a little X on the guy's door.
Yeah. Was that Rufus, or I forget. Ginny's husband, Slade. Ginny's.
Yeah, I can't quite remember which the character were, but which ones they were. But
stuff from the 70s, the Doonesbury from the 70s, just really sharp political stuff. And then the arcs, like you're saying, the character arcs in that strip are like amazing 20, 30-year arcs of characters growing up and changing, and really important stuff.
He broke a lot of the stuff that comics are generally the characters just stay the same age and that's it. But he broke everything. And, so more power to him.
Okay.
And he did TV and and went back to doing the daily. I personally can't imagine. I think if all goes bad, I'll launch a toast and butter strip. I'll launch a real toast and butter strip.
Well, Trudeau he did, I think, 3 seasons of a show on, I think, Amazon, which was a pretty good show. I really liked it, but I was pretty surprised that he's just like, well, in some ways I was surprised. He's like, I'm just done with comics for now. I want to do this. When he's just has such a legacy and just such a long running career to break it off that way. But I was glad to see him come back to the strip.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't imagine going back to the grind of it. Just the daily.
Yeah.
Like, I could do 3 a week. Like, that's what they should do with the older cartoonists. This is like, okay, you guys got 7 days. Let's just figure out, like, 3 of you do. So I'll be one of the old retired guys that come back and do 3 weeks, and then someone else does three, and then someone else does three. I don't know, something like that.
All right, I'll get Dick Brown on the horn. We'll talk. Oh, I've got a. What have I got? I've got a original Mort Walker Beetle Bailey sketch here somewhere that I.
Wait a second, you're not sitting out on a balcony over a lovely city. I guess the sky is not orange enough.
Well, no, I am, but it's like things have calmed down a little bit. There's, the riots have kind of slowed down. There's, but things are calmer. Things are a little bit. What's that?
Wow, you got everything with you got special effects, all that stuff.
Oh, sorry. Wait a minute.
That is amazing.
I'm sorry.
That is amazing.
That's what we do here. Oh, wait a minute. You're seeing getting a peek behind the scenes there. Uh-oh. What's that? Comic books back there.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah.
You want a peek here? How about a rare peek behind the scenes of comic book news?
Woo! There you go. I have my bathroom's right behind me. So, that's the nice thing about this. Even though we haven't been able to do any Comic-Cons or anything, I'm still able to use my Comic-Con background back here, which is nice.